welcome to Level Up and Friends, where those of us from the video game and comic book store, Level Up Entertainment, get together with some friends each week and have a discussion. This week we're celebrating the 1-year anniversary of Animal Crossing New Horizons. Came out right the perfect time. We had just been locked down for quarantine, and here we are a year later, still sort of in the middle of it. But we're going to talk about how it's changed and our opinions on it. I'm your host, Scott, and joining me this week, I've got Nina.
Hello.
I've got her fiance, Sean.
Hiya.
And then joining us for the first time this week, we've got Ham.
Hello.
And Ham, you have a special situation. You've streamed this game every day for a whole year now, right?
Every day for a year.
Yeah.
That was every single day. So I didn't miss a single one. It was
So like Christmas.
Tried to do 2 hours of streaming every single day after work on top of other streams.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But yeah, so your group is a Odd Sandwich on Twitch, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's Odd Sandwich.
And you're all different kinds of like foodstuffs. So the idea, I guess, is if you're all playing together, it's really weird.
Yeah. So
it's
me and it's my brother. We're the main streamers. So you've got Ham, and then you've got Jam, who's my brother. And together, that's an Odd Sandwich. Although I have tasted one of those, and it's like turkey and cranberry sauce. It's interesting.
You know what? I didn't think about it like that. I've only seen your names. I'm like, that sounds gross. But yeah, I guess that's
probably not the worst.
Yeah. It's not the oddest sandwich.
Yeah, no. There's people have offered other suggestions like pickles and Cheetos and things like that. It's like,
really? You don't want to get too odd.
Yeah.
I guess you also don't want to have the reaction where it's like, that's normal.
That's a normal sandwich.
That's not a thing.
That's
not a thing people should be eating. But yeah, so let's talk New Horizons. What were your guys' first opinions? I'll start with you, Sean.
I've been playing Animal Crossing since the GameCube game. So I was pretty set. It was definitely about time. I was an adopter of the Wii U. Loved that poor little console. And funny enough, we played Amiibo Festival on the Wii U, and we loved that game. And that is an absolutely polarizing opinion.
We
do, and I know that's bonkers. And if you say you don't like that game, I understand you and I believe you. But we loved it. We had our Animal Crossing fix with that, but we were definitely ready for the new big installment. So when they announced it for the Switch, we were over the moon, losing our minds. I remember for the announcement trailer saying that they were developing it or whatever. They also announced that Isabelle was going to be in Smash.
They put those announcements together.
Yeah. So that helped too. That was really fun. But even just seeing like the teaser or the original trailer, and just giving us like little peeks at all the stuff that was different, all the stuff that we could do, the terraforming, your whole island, the idea of an island getaway. I was about it. Like, no doubt, no question, excited about it, 100%. We have a ton of Amiibo cards, so we're locked and loaded. Yeah, about it.
What about you, Nina? Probably very similar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've put over 600 hours into it, and I did buy a second Switch so that I could have a second island. So I'm not allowed to say that I'm like disappointed in it at all.
Yeah.
I do love it. Like going into it, it was like the perfect game, especially what we needed for the beginning of quarantine. It's pretty much like kind of everything you wish New Leaf had is in there, but then stuff that New Leaf already had is not, and you wish still was.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Wild World is my first one.
Yeah, we'll get into that a little bit. So Ham, how about you?
So I heard it was coming out, and I was like, well, that's a great game. Like, that's going to be a huge game. I played New Leaf and enjoyed it, but I didn't have that connectivity with anyone. So I was isolated in my little bubble of just, I'm playing New Leaf and I have this. I didn't get very far with New Leaf, but then I was streaming and I was like, I know loads of people that are going to be getting it. So for me, it was going to be a big game because of that, the connectivity. Yeah, like initially upon seeing it, I was like, yes, yes, give me this. I want this now. Because it had been ages since New Leaf. If I recall, it had been 7 years.
Yeah,
I think so.
It was something like that because we didn't get an Animal Crossing on the Wii U, like a proper Animal Crossing. We
didn't get a big full game. We had so it was New Leaf, and then it was like I think it was like the Room Creator games.
Happy Home Designer.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And they were good, but they weren't a proper Animal Crossing, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, not like the standard, real deal type of game.
Yeah.
Spin-offs.
So my experience with Animal Crossing is much more shallow than I think most of you guys. I got New Leaf was the first one I played. I got it when the Nintendo's Fun Club or whatever it was called was shutting down, and I had enough points. They're like, hey, you can download one of these games, and I was like, well, the ones I really want I already own. And then I was like, you know what? I've never played an Animal Crossing. Let me get it on my my 3DS. I did really like it. I played a bunch of it, and then I pre-ordered because I think Nina, you were still working at the store at the time, and we were talking about it and the lead up to it. And I was like, you know what? It's a game I'll get. So I had it pre-installed on my Switch. March 17th, they shut us down. Like, supposed to go into work and then not. It came out on the 20th, where I was like, well, I got all this time. I don't know if I'm glad I already bought it because I don't know if I'm gonna get money coming in.
Yeah.
Like it was just like, so I played a ton of it when we first started. I kind of fell off. The trouble is like, so I guess we'll get into the first part of the discussion. How do you guys like feel like it's how, because I felt it was very content light when it started. I know they've been like dripping us stuff out over the months.
Yeah.
Because when I first played, I was really disappointed that like it's missing a ton of stuff that New Leaf just came with. Like one of the big things is like there's no equivalent to like Tortimore Island. So like as far as the multiplayer for me goes, there's no like there's no substantial interaction between player characters. I don't know if you guys feel similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big thing. A lot of people were mentioning that like when it first came out. Just it wasn't as fleshed out as New Leaf was.
Yeah, it definitely almost feels like, and it still does to me, like incomplete almost. Like everybody, the shop has only upgraded once. Like as opposed to a New Leaf, when the game came out, everything that you needed was like already programmed into it. You could get the TNT Emporium with Gracie Grace upstairs. The game didn't need it to be updated in. They didn't need to add it. Like everything was already there. But we're just like kind of waiting for more stuff. At this point, like, because we know it's coming, because it doesn't totally feel like Animal Crossing.
Yeah, and they've been drip feeding us that stuff, over the past year, which I don't know. How did you guys think about like the game where it is now versus back a year ago? I mean, like, obviously, I still think it's missing stuff, but like, it's a much more complete game if you were to, like, our friend Kayla just downloaded it now at my recommendation. So I think she's gonna have a much richer experience right off the bat.
Yeah.
I mean, she's gonna have to deal with Bunny Day like the rest of us.
It's gonna be shorter. It's gonna be so much shorter this time.
It is. It's way shorter. It was like a month.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It was a whole month.
Yeah, it was a whole month. I think this time it's gonna be like a week.
It's a week. It's
cool.
a week.
A week.
Cool.
Yeah, that was a real bad taste because it just like the game had just come out, and then all of a sudden that event took over everything.
Yeah.
Not enjoy the game.
You can't get iron from your eggs or from your rocks.
You only got eggs.
Yeah, you only got eggs.
More fish. You get eggs.
Egg Island.
Yeah.
You thought you were digging up fossils.
No,
well, that's an egg.
Everything was egg. Everything
was egg.
Eggs, and the furniture was so ugly.
Yeah.
The furniture was also egg.
Yeah.
It was also eggs, and
now,
it was ugly.
The furniture and items you can get, the new ones they added, because I think there's like 5 or 6 new ones are much better.
And you can just buy them.
Better.
Yeah, you can just buy them. Yeah.
Like I loved the Thanksgiving event, and I love the Thanksgiving furniture because it's not overtly holiday themed. Like the Christmas stuff, it's Christmas stuff. You use it around Christmas. But the Thanksgiving stuff is really versatile, especially because it's got like that dual season aesthetic, and you could just buy the furniture, And you could also, at the end of the event, if you kind of missed the furniture, you could also just buy the recipe book afterwards.
Yep.
And that was huge.
I have to agree with that, like, wholeheartedly, because it can be used at any time of the year. Sure, it's got the colors for fall, but it's like it's a table or it's a chair. It's not, this is an egg-shaped thing. This is a giant illuminated present. It is a usable item.
Yeah.
We need more of those, I would say.
Like, the Halloween stuff and the Christmas stuff, the holiday stuff, it's all really like nice, but I don't really consider it to be like furniture they've added in the game technically necessarily, because like it's seasonal. It's pretty,
they're like movie props. They're like you put them out.
It's decoration.
They're superfluous. They're just there.
So I'm still like disappointed in the amount of furniture that's in the game, especially compared to what New Leaf had to begin with, and then what they added with the Happy Home Welcome Amiibo furniture update. Like they gave us so much at the end of the lifespan of New Leaf, and we are just seeing almost none of it in New Horizons.
Yeah. Don't get me started on Pocket Camp.
Don't get me started on Pocket Camp. I forgot about it, and now I'm mad that somebody brought it up.
I'm so sorry.
Well,
I will say Pocket Camp has like, it's a totally different team. It's different people making like the models and everything.
Yeah,
but
it's a
like,
totally different game.
Your free app game.
I'm sorry.
It's got the nice stuff.
Yeah, well, I don't know. The Pocket Camp also dealt with some of the ideas that this one does, where you're setting up all this stuff outside.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's focus a little bit more on the positives and stuff, because my island's course trajectory was set as soon as in that one trailer where they finally like explained the game, and they're like, oh, you put all these things outside, and they put a dinosaur skeleton outside. My island became Isla Nublar, and my whole thing is Jurassic Park aesthetic.
Yeah.
What have been some of the inspirations you guys have had? Nina, you've had some amazing stuff on your islands. I've been really
so I have 2 islands. The one first and foremost only thing I wanted was if the museum didn't include like a botanical section, which I was kind of hoping for. I wanted to have like an outdoor flower exhibit, kind of like a Longwood Gardens situation, and have like one of every color of every type of flower. So when I first got the game, like that was like I was gardening. I had like giant plots of flowers, and I watered every day. I had people come over to water. It was bonkers. I knew I wanted flowers. But then I forget what gave me the inspiration. What did we watch? Maybe Jumanji. I wanted a like a kind of explorer, historical, like archaeology themed island. So I got a second Switch and did that also with like dig sites and research areas. And I gave different villagers kind of like different kind of ideas of what their occupation would be on the island. But I definitely had ideas.
My villagers are essentially tourists, since my island's a theme park.
They're just decorations.
Yeah. Well, you see, you bought extra switches. I bought an extra Switch. I made 2 extra accounts on my Switch, so that way I can make one house an arcade. And I'm working on, it's not done yet, but I'm working on making a second one like a hotel resort. So that way, like, that's got like a spa in it. It's got a gym. It's gonna have like a sleeping arrangement. Up down in the basement, I'm making like a big, like the imperial dining set. I'm making that like a fancy restaurant. Whereas in the arcade, one of the rooms is a pizzeria. So,
it's a very good pizzeria. I've seen it.
Yeah. Yes, I think you played. You visited my island on your stream once.
I did.
Yeah. Things have moved around a little bit now that we have Mario stuff. I put an upstairs in, so that's like my Mario room.
Something you got.
Yeah.
Is that Mario Park?
A big thing for me is I wanted it to feel very much like a old Animal Crossing game at first. So I was very much just like, I'm just going to leave my island as it is, and I'm going to throw this guy here and this guy here, and, I'll walk around. But then eventually I saw some people, like really make use of the paths and the furniture. And there's a streamer that we watch. His name is Jimmy Wetzel. And like he kind of he changed how I thought about decorating the game, where now it's at least the way that I like to see it. You squish a lot of furniture into one area and just make the most out of each space that you can. So I did, the first big thing on my island was I did an art walk I moved all of my villagers to the right side of my island, and I just had this long boardwalk stretch go up and down it. And I made a bunch of like pixel art and like fake art pieces, and I got a bunch of stuff from Red, and I put them all along the side, so you could just like walk up and down and appreciate the art. You know,
take it in.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we live down by the shore, so like, you know, I always like when they do events like that at the actual boardwalk.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, but that was like the first big thing, and I have a couple other things on my island. The Mario items are insane. I love them. But even before that, I had a little pixel Mario made out of flowers, Mario Park on my island. But I'm going to be redoing that entirely now that there's a whole set of Mario furniture, which I'm pumped about. And I'm also moving all of my jocks I have like 5 jocks. I think they're the best. I love them. I'm moving them to a whole separate area of my island. And that's going to be Muscle Island. Muscle Town. It's already an island. But
I have an island in my island. It's fine.
I do too, actually. I think everyone.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, mine came with one. I was like, oh, I need to do something special with that. I haven't really done anything that other than storing all of my Halloween stuff there. But yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Hammy? Any cool like designs and inspirations you've been doing for yours?
So, I mean, I got inspired when they started doing the dream addresses that you could go to randomly. You just, like, I can now jump in my bed and I can go see an island. And it's a bit of a lucky dip. So you'll be inspired through different things. I remember I went to one, and what all they had done was they had fake houses, none of the actual resident houses. There's fake houses in this like fenced off area, and they were playing music from gramophones, and it was just that. I was like, this is kind of spooky.
That's really
How did they
weird.
make the fake houses?
Yeah,
I don't know, because it was just a random dream address. So everyone on stream was just like, "You've gone to a cursed island. Leave." So that was just inspiring, because you could sort of go, I could have that on my island. I could do like some fake houses and have like a spooky, like decayed area. But I think my initial idea for the island when I started was having a natural and a modern section. So I have like a marina, and then on the right hand side, and like a gated community, and then on the left hand side I've got just my orchard, like a nice sitting area, and then people just living with trees and all of that. So my inspiration came from the trailers mostly, because there was a lot of cool stuff in that. But definitely also the genius that came from Twitter and YouTube.
God,
amazing. The forced perspective stuff was amazing.
Oh my God, yeah. It's like seeing this stuff on like Reddit or something. Like, it's like, I don't even know how you come up with this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't even have to go that far. I just, you know, when it came out, like everyone I knew was playing it because we had nothing else to do. And just going to other people's islands and stuff, and just, you know, we all had the same tools, but like the things people would come up with, like just your bamboo town that you did, you know, was amazing. And it was like so simple, just a couple little houses, and you know, you had your paths and stuff, and just different things made of bamboo. And I thought it was really cool. In fact, the first time I went to your island, because I didn't have like the signposts to be made yet, and the fact you had everything like labels, like, oh, I really want that. And then, you know, you helped me make a bunch of that. I eventually got my own recipe for it. But yeah, so how do you guys think like the crafting and just the general terraforming and stuff, like the quality of life things, how do you think that's like really changed the game at all?
I don't like that the game, like, you know, a huge part of the game is being able to craft and customize your own stuff, and there's furniture that comes in different variants that you can't customize. I think that's really bad. I think that's really bad.
Yeah, no, I really need. I only get pink coffee cups, and I need to get the black ones so I can put my Jurassic Park logo on them.
And what do you do? Like, you have to be able to play with somebody else or go online. Yoga's or whatever to get it, and I don't think that's like necessarily great. But however, I do really like the crafting. It makes the stuff that I make feel really like this is mine. Like, I made a bench and I'm putting it here, and this is my bench. And I love that. I do.
Yeah, Yeah.
So, yeah.
There's a couple of things that are really annoying. I wish if you were making stuff in your house, your entire inventory counted. And I wish you could make multiples of the same thing at once, mostly for fishing bait.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But the latest update a couple days ago, they did do some quality of life changes. We got the extra patterns and stuff we can space.
Amen.
We can access the online code stuff from your phone now. So hopefully we get more things like that.
Yeah, I mean that was needed, especially for me because I work late, so I would wake up, go to work, I'd come home, my Able's is shut, so I have to on my days off. That's the only time I can get my designs. So being able to access it from my phone, great quality of life improvement, really good. More of those, please. Being able to buy multiple clothes.
Yeah, that's
oh god, from
shopping
the closet.
cart. Yeah, it would be nice.
I was gonna say it does mean at least that they're listening.
Yeah.
And
the change to Bunny Day shows that they're listening.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That was the first thing. As soon as Bunny Day was over, whatever the next holiday was it Halloween? The next big one?
Yeah, they did something.
I mean, there was some summer stuff that they did.
There were some little things here and there that, and
I guess Halloween was the next big event.
And they handled it just infinitely better. The furniture and the shops.
Marriage event.
Oh yeah.
The wedding event.
I mean, that's a little different though, because that's a destination event.
Yeah, that's a little different. But yeah, I know what you mean. One where in theory, it changes your whole island for that day or whatever. You know?
I mean, they were definitely from the beginning. They were we can't do this again.
Yeah.
We have to listen to them so that they play our game, keep playing our game, and keep telling other people to buy our game and play it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've been listening. I just feel maybe I don't know.
I mean, do you guys like this delivery system via updates?
I think I do. I
do.
I think the caveat is that this isn't an Animal Crossing game.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a crazy thing to say, but it's while I was playing this game last November or something, I started playing Wild World on the DS. Mm-hmm. And that game is amazing. It holds up. It's really great. The dialogue's really funny. But in that game, you don't have control over anything. You just show up and you talk to a guy and they're like, "Hey, how you doing?" And you're like, "I'm good." And he's like, "Okay, cool." And then that's it. And then you can buy a piece of furniture if you want. You don't have to.
They're also mean.
They're also very mean. All of the villagers are very mean, which is great.
I opened my first Wild World. Well, I opened a Wild World game for the first time in years, and I went to talk to one of my villagers, and in Wild World, he was just like, "Hey, where have you been? What, did you break your thumbs?" Yeah. I was just holy crap.
Yeah.
No.
But this game feels so different because you have so much control, and it's aesthetically very similar, and has all the same characters, and the heart is the same, obviously, but it feels very different in that respect, and it took me a while to kind of come to terms with how different the game is. I was expecting a game like Wild World where I'd pop it on, play for 10 minutes a day, and be like, "Okay, cool, done, I'm out." But with this, it's entirely different. I mean, I don't know how you play for 2 hours a day, but I do that, and it's how this is Animal Crossing. Thinking. I'm used to going in, talking to Abel, and I buy a shirt and I'm done for the day. But it's no, I'm redoing this whole area. I'm doing this over here. I need a picnic area over here. I got to get wood, so I'm gonna go to an island, and it's so different. But I love it. I do love it.
Life hack: if you have a little area on your island that looks kind of empty and you don't know what to do with it, just make it a picnic area. Throw down a blanket.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
It is that is very true. I've seen that suggested so much because it's so true. Just put a little picnic area. No one's good, even if it's just it seems out of place. It will look fine.
Yeah. It will look fine.
I have 2 picnic areas. Oh no, I have 3 picnic areas. I got one on the beach. I got one in my campsite area, and then one of the things I wanted to do on my island was have a nature trail that ends at the top of a mountain, which has like a kind of a rest stop, and then there's a picnic blanket with stuff.
So good.
I love that.
So good.
But that's also, that area is totally overgrown with weeds right now, so I need to take care of that, because flowers took over my whole island. So like the weeds, like that's their last refuge. So I feel really bad.
Yeah.
This is our town.
Yeah.
Flowers is a big thing. Flowers is a massive thing. I think everyone at some point had a moment where they went, I've got how many flowers?
Yeah.
Like, just look around.
It's like my never-ending battle, like trimming back my flowers. I made a clear custom tile, and I've just been putting it down on my dirt paths and stuff because I just got so sick of constantly digging them up.
Yeah.
And they're such a pain to clean up too. Like I played on my first island for a few months, but I didn't like love what I had done to it, and I was still too attached to bulldoze it, and it was just such a hassle. So I just got a second Switch and started a new one. But part of the reason it took me so long to go back to that first island was because I knew that it was overrun by flowers, and they were such a pain to clean up. But being able to put down just a blank tile to stop them from going anywhere is extremely helpful. #life hack.
Yeah, I mean, I know you could always just do like fences and stuff, but like I wanted to have a lot of real natural areas of my island, and I felt like doing that stuff would like really mitigate that part.
Yeah,
especially when you have like dirt paths that they can just grow over. It's like that's a pain.
Yeah.
But,
like, you know, yeah, again, because I wanted to look more natural, like more it's like hiking trail. So I was like, putting like a brick path down doesn't look right, you know. But it's I don't know, it's been okay. Like I now that I've done it, it took me forever to do that, but now that it's done, it's done.
Yeah,
that's how I felt about it, and it's like now I'm just so happy to be able to do what I want again.
I had a huge problem with flowers on my island where so I set myself the challenge of like, I'm playing every day, I'm not time traveling, I'm not doing anything. My problem with flowers started very soon after the game came out, because I was playing co-op with my brother sometimes on stream, and he was playing on the island, and he put down flowers to do the Nook accolades. I forget what they're called, the challenges. And he just put so many down, and I just left them. And the annoying thing is he put them in blocks, so you'd have this huge rectangle of like cosmos, then roses. That I was just like, it doesn't even look nice, just putting them down. But
that's
I
my
left
problem
them.
with hedges. My hedges are just everywhere.
I don't know what to do with the hedges and the shrubs. I'm just like, I don't know. Here's one.
Yeah.
You know.
I use them for corners. But basically, I left them. I left the flowers. The first time I realized I had a problem with flowers was when, for some reason, it was just luck, but Boone kept getting sick. Boone was my jock villager I started with.
I love Boone. I have
Boone's so good.
Which one's Boone? What is he?
He's like a mandrill, isn't he?
I think so.
Oh, like baboon.
He's like a baboon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a Rafiki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
He started getting sick all the time. It became a joke on stream that Jam was attacking his hay fever because he'd just set up huge swathes of flowers around Boone's house. And I felt so bad. I was like, Boone, just like Boone said, I think I'm going to leave. I'm just like, you know what? You probably should.
Yeah.
Just because
I understand.
We've neglected you here. Be free. When we eventually got to dealing with my flowers, I think it was like August, I had 600 and something flowers. When we took away all the excess, it was 600 and something flowers that we got rid of.
The reason I got so many flowers is I was trying to make part of my island. I was trying to make a rainbow patch of flowers, and I needed green mums so bad. So I have like 5 million purple mums still growing wild because I'm trying to crossbreed them.
Yeah.
And then I found out that those were the ones I couldn't even do, and I was like, "Oh my god, my whole life's ruined." I eventually
that was me trying to get blue roses.
Yeah.
See, I didn't have that problem because my natural island's flower was roses, so I had, so they were all growing and stuff before I took over the whole thing. So I had like all of them to begin with. So like blue roses and purple and black. I have tons of them. I don't really have any gold ones, but I've not been trying. I've mostly just been like,
yeah, those ones take work.
I mostly
Like,
just been wishing the launmower item actually worked and I could push
it.
just like, oh my god, because like the area around my house, I just gave up trying to keep that away. Because what I knew when I started the games, I wanted my house tucked away in the back on top of a mountain with like my own, like a little, like a pond and a waterfall, some trees, like a swing, like just where I would ideally want to live, but I'm like away from everybody, which was really annoying until I was able to really start like getting like paths and like stairs and stuff built.
Yeah.
I'd have to keep like getting my ladder out and getting around, because that's where you always start your game, you know?
Yeah.
But
bolting.
Yeah.
But you know, we were talking about, you're talking about Boone and villagers. Like, what have been your guys' favorite villagers? Or you have any good stories with them this time around? Ooh. I guess I can start with mine. One of the first, you start with your two villagers. I had Kevin and I had Pashmina. And then you have to go to like, I think you gotta get 3 people from like Mystery Islands. First one I got was Audie, and I was like, apparently she's the one everybody loves. And I was like, oh, Raymond now lives on my island too. He came to a campsite and was like, I'm just gonna move in. I was like, okay.
Wow.
I can trade you for something I want later, I'm sure.
Like $1 million real world dollars.
Yeah. Did someone pay that for him?
No, I mean,
a couple thousand. I thought there was
$1,000.
Yeah, some
Jesus.
people did pay real money for that. It was painful to see because you sort of go, but it's Animal Crossing.
It doesn't matter. Just get Rodney. They're the same personality.
Rodney's great.
I already have Anka, and she's also like a snooty cat, so I don't know. But yeah, so those are my big ones. There's been a couple guys that moved in, like Roscoe moved in. I'm like, oh, I think I'm gonna hate this thing. And then I didn't realize when you put custom designs up in the Able Sisters, your villagers would wear them. And I put this really like bright Green Lantern shirt, and everything he wears is completely black. And I walked out and he's just wearing that, and like my eyes exploded out of my face, just the contrast. So I was like, all right, you're okay, you can stay.
Yeah.
He's a good one.
That's great.
But now everyone, since my island is a theme park, I have all kinds of Jurassic Park themed merchandise. So I put that stuff up in there. I also made like a merch booth area for KK Slider when he's there. So I've got like, it says KK at JP, and it's like Jurassic Park logo, but instead of a T-Rex, it's him.
That's so cute.
But on the back, I put like, like tour dates and stuff. So it's like an actual shirt. And then I have that logo I made for him on a hat. So, so I have those up there. So occasionally, it's the best when they actually wear them when he's there. And then we can get together on it. For the actual video. But yeah, like I don't know, there's been some emergent gameplay stuff, like playing online. We all came up with like different ways to play like games. Like we were doing scavenger hunts. I've done some where like the wheel that spins and has like different colors and stuff. I saw some people made like board games out of them. It's like, oh, you spin that, you got to move like to this space or something. I don't know, it's been fun, but it's been disappointing that like there's been no Nintendo supported like stuff to do. Like you can just fish next to each other or chop down trees next to each other. I just wish there was more like because that was the thing I was afraid of when it came out, because they're like everything they showed for like the multiplayer is just like you doing the same thing that you do by yourself. Not that it was the multiplayer was always like super
robust,
complex or robust.
But
in the other games, but there was things you could do, and I think that made it more fun.
There's so many little things in the game, like here's a ping pong table, and it's like just throw in a crappy ping pong mini game.
Foosball,
I'd lose my mind.
Pinball,
like it doesn't have to be substantial, but just something to help pass the time. Come to my island, come to my arcade.
If the pinball games were actual pinball games, you could play.
Right.
End of it.
Yeah. That'd be neat.
Pinball's so like easy, just to put in the game.
Yeah, pinball's hard. Like we know all about pinball.
Windows 98 had that built in.
Just throw in the Windows 98 pinball straight into just drag and drop, baby.
I mean, I get why they're not letting us play NES games anymore. Because they need to sell them to you again.
But like even I don't know, and this is going out there, but like you go over to your friend's house, they have an NES in their house. You go over to NES games with your friend, you say yes. You hop on NES, you hop over the NES, thing. And, it's like maybe go through that or something.
I mean, that
like,
would be amazing, especially since they did program like online multiplayer for a lot of those games.
Right, like, and that's like an absolute dream scenario that I would never expect. But like, it's all there, and if you're playing online anyway, then. But like I said,
even in New Leaf, for the Welcome Amiibo update, they added Wii U and 3DS items that let you play different games. You could play the Desert Island Escape minigame, which originated in Amiibo Festival, and
I mean that's the best part of Amiibo Festival.
Yeah. And then for I think if you use the 3DS, you could play Animal Crossing Puzzle League, which was super cute, and you can get special items from getting certain high scores and stuff.
Dang.
Like, the Switch. The Switch Lite, they just added the Switch Lite to the game. There's even the Ring Con is in the game from Ring Fit Adventure. Like, just throw a little mini game in there.
Yeah, Ring Fit, you could just do like a rhythm game where it's like hit the right button
so
at the right time. That'd be really good.
You already have like the little dancing.
Yeah, you can have like the little workout, like you could feature like the jock characters, like since it's working out.
What you mentioned about online, Sean, was basically I've read a statistic somewhere. There's like 80 million Switches sold, whatever. Like 31 million people have Animal Crossing.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So it's loads. And then if you say even half of those people have online, that's still 15 million. Like you could splice that together. Like you have the online, you can use the mini games.
Like I get that the game is about patience, and it's about being chill, and that there's a lot to love about that and appreciate. But yeah, like you said, half of those people already have NES Online. Like I don't need a whole, a fighting game built into Animal Crossing.
Speak for yourself.
Sorry, Boone's top tier. I can't lie. But like I don't know. There's only so much time I can spend hitting my friends with nets. Like Tortimer Island
with the skeleton.
Tortimer Island has to be coming back in some form.
Because especially now that we know like there's been some weird stuff that's on everyone's island, like that little spot in the back. Now we know that was for Red.
The dock? What's the dock?
Yeah, I would say the dock's still a thing. Like Cap'n still hasn't shown up anywhere. Like there's still there's some surprising things like that. I'm like, he's not in the game at all.
Yeah.
You can't even use his amiibo to like summon him for photos or whatever,
Brewster.
I know you're Brewster still,
Brewster.
I feel like
Where is Brewster?
I feel like we should have gotten another shop by now. Like the fact that there's only two is kind of super lame.
Yeah.
Not that like Kix or Leaf, like I needed to have them there.
But they're nice, like especially if you could make like really tiny buildings. Like I really do miss like the main street in New Leaf, and don't even get me started on the city and City Folk. I really miss having like just so many places to go, even if it's just like I need a bag of flowers. I'm gonna go to Leaf. Like I don't know. I kind of miss. I don't like how like you can just buy shoes and socks from the Able Sisters now. So it's like, well, Kix probably won't have much except for his own exclusive items when you're lucky enough to get him in your plaza that week. And the Nooks sells the flowers and watering can and tools and stuff like that. Like Leaf doesn't really have too much except the shrubs and pumpkins now.
I'm still hoping that they introduce farming a little. No, nothing crazy, but like the pumpkins, and give that to Leaf. I think that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Even if it's just exactly the same as pumpkins but more crops. Like let me grow watermelons. I mean, now you just need a mirror to be able to change your face and hair completely. You don't need Harriet. I don't know if she's gonna be in the game.
I mean, in your crops point, like I'll just fire up Stardew Valley.
True.
Yeah. But like I mean, I want items like that more for the availability of crafting.
Yeah.
If I can grow corn and then I can make corn lamps or something, then like
that'd be really cute. Well, even just the food items.
Yeah.
Let me grow tomatoes and then craft a pizza
or tomato soup.
Yeah.
Oh man, I might craft a pizza for dinner. I like that expression now. I guess I can place in Napoleon Dynamite, like, I'm going to build you a cake or whatever he said. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's lots of room to grow still. No pun intended with all the crop talk. But like, yeah. So what would you guys like to see them do? And like, say, like, for the sake of argument, since we're talking about like, it's been 1 year, like, what would you like to see them do like in another year? You know, if we come back to this again next March.
More furniture.
Yeah.
More furniture.
More furniture sets. More just, I want to upgrade the shop. Like, yeah. I'm pretty convinced that part of the reason we haven't had a new shop upgrade since the first one is because there isn't enough furniture in the game to fill it out. So I feel like they kind of go hand in hand. Like, we'll get more furniture and we can get a bigger shop for more furniture. Yeah. Like, I want more sets. Like, I miss the polka dot sets and like the robot set. Like, give me more cheesy, goofy stuff like that.
Yeah.
Even like
the frog chair.
I was gonna say froggy chair.
The froggy chair.
Froggy chair.
I think that a reason they've held back on a lot of the furniture is because I think there was a very specific aesthetic that they were trying to make people build on their islands, like very natural stuff, you know, like here's your log chair, here's your stone chair.
Yeah, there were all the things about it being a deserted island, you know, the island getaway thing.
Yeah. But I think they've seen how creative people get and how wild people get with their islands. You know, like here's a haunted island. Here's an island that's based off an archaeological dig site.
Here's Jurassic Park.
I really like the archaeological dig site ones. Which, speaking of, I wish there was more science islands. So since my island's Jurassic Park, you can get a moon, which is like basically a big sphere that rotates around. Can I get an Earth one? Because that's what's out front of Universal Studios.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I want that so bad. Like, give it to me. What do you guys think of the museum changes? I remember when I saw the aquarium, I was like, well, I'm filling that up. I'm only missing 2 fish. I wish we could trade fish to each other because then I could have had that filled.
Yeah.
Send your friend a fish in the mail.
It makes as much sense as keeping a shark in your pocket.
Right?
You know? Like,
it's true.
I love the new museum. Like, they put so much thought and effort into making it like a really beautiful place to walk around.
Oh man, the butterfly room, once I discovered you can sit on that fountain, I was just
don't even get me started.
That's where I just leave my Switch when I just need something in the background, you know?
It's like especially during the day, there's butterflies everywhere.
But you know, I've been to, we've been to real there's real museums you can go to like that have like butterfly rooms you can go into and they'll like land on you and stuff.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Very nice.
Even the fossil area is amazing. It shows evolution.
The fossil area's evolution thing is so great. I love that it's all accurate, and then like at the end when it shows like down, like the theropods go to like the birds, it's like the bird kind of villager. But I like the ones for like the ones for where it would go to like human. It's just like an empty spot, but you can stand there and like illuminate you like you would fit.
It's the cutest thing.
Yeah.
It's like, as much as I can complain about the game, all the little details like that. Like, there's one spot in the museum by the really big dinosaurs, the big plant eater long neck ones. There's a little spot on the floor where if you stand on it, the camera changes focus and you'll see like there's an asteroid decoration like in the rafters.
Yeah.
That's so funny. And it's so cute. It's just like such a little detail they absolutely didn't have to put in, but it just like makes it feel more like you're actually there.
Yeah.
And more like a real place. Like,
and
especially the museum.
I love that your villagers are sometimes in there and they're looking at the different things and you can talk to them about it and like they'll have things to say. My only big problem with the museum is it's impossible to fill up the art because I hate how they handled how Red shows up.
Well, and he could have 4 fakes. One like he's not guaranteed at all. You could go, I think like if you don't see a special visitor one week, they're more likely to come in the next week. But I've gone long
without seeing him.
Yeah.
And the fact that he might not even have any art that you can actually donate, I think is a real stinky move. Like in New Leaf, he always had one real one. And he can and he can have 2 or more real ones and you can still only buy one. It's like, so I either buy one or not.
One of the benefits of me having multiple houses now.
That's true.
I can just drop some money in front of his thing, but it's annoying like to have to constantly switch accounts.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish at the very least that like one authentic piece was guaranteed every time he visited.
I think that, and then if he's on, because they put him on like the same cooldown is like the people that show up in your plaza. And I'm like, I think he should be guaranteed to show up like once a week.
Yeah.
Like,
I do
separate
wish,
from them. Yeah.
Because like for a while they were adding new, like they added Leaf and they added Red. I think it would be really nice if we could have like one stationary visitor and one walking around. Like like on Sundays, you have Daisy May walking around in the morning and that's it. You don't get another visitor on Sundays.
Yeah.
But you could have like Daisy May walking around and have Leaf in the plaza.
Yeah.
And then you could have, you know, CJ walking around and have LaBelle in the plaza. You know, it's like just to be able, because there are so many and you can go so long without seeing them.
And in regards to that, one of the things I want to change is instead of Isabel telling you like nonsense every single day, if you
tell me
she could just tell you who's on the island. And like if you're like, oh, Flick's walking around, get him bugs or whatever. Like you can still go find him, but like the fact that you know he's there, because I've done some loops on my islands where I don't see anybody.
Oh yeah,
especially
because they can get like tucked away some in places, behind buildings.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was I had CJ. I went like almost a full day not knowing who I had. I figured it was Flick or CJ because I didn't find them. And then at one point, I found him standing. Just he could not move because it was the one free square I had around like a waterfall. He was standing on it. I had to like terraform the river to get to him. I was like, come on, at least tell me he's here.
How did you get there?
Yeah.
I had an idea with Red. So Blathers always talks like, so the fossils was like the first thing I filled out in the museum.
Yeah.
You filled that out pretty quickly. Like first 2 months, you'll get that completed if you just dig up all your fossils. After that, it's like, oh, I could add this to my personal collection, but I won't. You're like, but what if you did and you gave me like tokens, and then I could save up for pieces of art or like different items that are exclusive. Like,
I like that.
You can get like things that like museum display cases or
that'd be amazing.
I miss that stuff.
One of the
Blathers could have more use than just like for me now. He just stands there because I've completed everything in the museum. So he's now useless to me.
He'd just be
or even at the worst, he would buy your fossils at a premium.
Yeah.
You know, like
well, so that would be a good thing too, because one of the things I want is mannequins. Because in like my Mario room in my arcade, like all of their clothing pieces are just next to each other. I think I put them on bricks now, but like it's annoying. I want them to be all together, like because that was the thing I loved in New Leaf, is you could have your own display things. So I had Nintendo themed like areas, and I thought that was really cool to like put all my Legend of Zelda stuff in a museum, and I can make like a little setup. But I was thinking, because again, I need like merchandise and stuff for my island, so getting the dinosaur toys and stuff for Christmas was so good for me. But
really
like,
good.
I would like a third counterpoint to CJ and Flick, and I saw some people have ideas where it's like an old archaeologist dog, because he's gonna buy bones because he wants to chew on them. But you can do the same thing where like he'll buy them at a premium, but he's only there every once in a while, and then you could probably still do the thing where like you can get the small version of them, because you used to be able to do that from Cyrus. Yeah, I can't remember what's retail. That's what they were called. Because like I would love to have like little ones I can use as like prizes and stuff.
I love those little models. Either let me craft them
or craft them from the full thing. I have like five complete sets. Of the dinosaurs in my house. I have one complete set on my island, and I have got another complete set in the basement of the museum. Because once I was doing the dinosaur thing, everyone just sent me all their fossils. They didn't. So I've been hoarding them because I'm like, I'll do something, but then like I'll get a friend that just started. I'm like, hey, you want all the fossils? Here they all are. I'll just go on their island and just dump them all out of my pocket.
I think it's really interesting. Not to totally derail it, but I think, I love hearing people complain about this game because it's all out of love and care for this game. I mean, like, we wouldn't have each put 500 hours into this game. Like you said in the beginning of this, like, we cannot argue about this. We cannot complain.
We can't say it's a bad game.
Legally, we're not allowed, because I've put 600 hours into this video game.
I don't want to know how many hours I've put in, and I know all three of you put in way more than I have.
So I have some scary stories with hours that have been put in. So after a year, I've put in 916 hours.
I was gonna guess probably hit 1,000. Yeah.
Yeah. A friend of mine who still plays the game, the first 40 days, they had clocked up 400 hours, which means on average 10 hours a day of playing Animal Crossing. And then I started hearing the stories of Animal Crossing burnout. It was like became like the flu, like people being struck down with Animal Crossing burnout. It's like no wonder if you're doing 10 hours. But
I mean, there's
a lot of love for the game.
I mean, I got burned out on it pretty quick because there wasn't a lot of content at the get-go. But Nina knows because she's given me guff for this. But like in the beginning, I was time traveling because I was like, I got nothing else to do, and I was like, I'm not waiting a day for this building to be built and just go change it. So that I was rushing through it in the beginning, but you know, now that we're a year later, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's enough to do in a day now, at least. I think there's more furniture, more stuff to do. You know, they definitely have improved the villagers. They definitely like ask more of you. They interact with you more.
Yeah.
Like I've done little treasure hunts with them, more favors. You know, exchanging things between them. Like they do a lot more of that than they did in the beginning, which I appreciate.
There is a nice one of the interactions that you were talking about is where they'll be like, oh, I've got this item. Have it, and you're like, oh, okay, I'll take this I don't know, star glasses. And then you'll be running around and then someone will go, hey Ham, come here, and you talk to them and be like, I'm looking for some star glasses. You're like, I've got some. And it's like, it's really cute, it's really nice, and it gives sort of some life to the game. Some of that's tied behind friendship level, which is neat. It means like pictures, everyone wants pictures. And so it's nice having those goals to like work towards with the villagers and not just have them there just sort of being people.
Decorations, essentially.
Mine are basically decorations.
Which that's what the game wants you to do with them. So
it's a dress-up game.
It is.
Like you dress up your island, you dress up your house, you dress up your character.
Yeah, once I realized like that my villagers will wear whatever I gave them, it changed everything. I stopped giving Buck, garbage.
That changed the game for me. Like all my early villagers have a really ugly fish in their house.
Yeah.
Because I accidentally did give a gift. And I was like, well, here's just the thing that I've got because you can't back out of it. So like Audie's got this freshwater goby on her desk and it's like horrible looking.
Audie.
But I also gave her like a tie-dye shirt and stuff. Like not everything fits their aesthetic. Tiffany has star glasses. I'm like, ooh, that doesn't look good now. I guess I can talk to Isabel and make them change what they look like, but like it's my scars I gave them, they're mine. Like
like for me, Buck was one of my original. I also had Mira. I let Mira leave. I love her. She'll be coming back at some point. But Buck has like the original nasty house with like
my Audie and my Aurora.
Not the dirt floor, but it's like the plain wood, whatever it is.
This is boring house.
And he's just got like random stuff all over the place. He's my one that I just let him go crazy. I let him
give him whatever.
I'll give him a football helmet. I'll give him, a beautiful bride's dress. Like he's about it. Like I let him just have fun. Everyone else I'm like, okay, Portia, you're gonna get the beautiful white Vatican dress. Everyone else I care about, but Buck, I'm like, you're my wild card. I appreciate you.
I've got an Anka. I will only give her things that are gold.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's.
And I put my Sphinx in front of her house. She's like the only house I decorated. Yeah. I was like, oh, should I give it to her? But then, so she put it in her house, but I was like, but then I can't get it again.
Yeah.
She already has one in her house, doesn't she?
She's got a pyramid.
Oh, no, she's got the pyramid. That's
which I don't have the pyramid, so.
Oh.
I was like, Sphinx is like, she's an Egyptian cat. I'm like, it's kind of an Egyptian cat, so.
I've got Tia on my island who, she looks like the teapot from Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Amazing. Someone put a Slipknot hoodie in my shop.
Tia.
And I just walked out one day and Tia's just like, Slipknot! I was like, whoa! What happened, Tia?
Yeah.
And I walked back inside, then I came back outside, she was in her maid outfit. I was like, oh. Okay.
You got to see a secret side of T.
Yeah.
It was amazing. But that like I really love it. It's amazing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, speaking of music and stuff in the game, so my basement and my character's house, I made like a recording studio. So on the wall, I've got like records. So it's a bunch of like KK Slider like dupes I have. But then I put like some actual like, Billy Joel's like Glass Houses is up on the wall. I put like the Mouse Rat CD up on there.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of real ones peppered in.
Nice.
So that's been kind of fun. And then I put some of them on like the records like box because you can customize the front of that. So it's kind of like, the Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon and like Abbey Road and stuff on them.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my favorite albums and that have covers that translate to the custom thing because not everything does.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I know it.
I kind of want to put a Slayer outfit in my Able Sisters now just to see what happens.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I have in my Ables right now, I made a custom design. It's technically the jacket, the coat, but it's long enough that it kind of looks like a dress. So I made it look like a dress. And I hung it up in my Ables, and now like all of my boy villagers are wearing this coat that looks like a cute little dress. Yeah. And I'm like, you go, Dobie, you little old man in your dress.
I made two because I got a top hat in the game and you can get a duck bill and stuff. So I made two coats that are both Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah.
Outfits, the blue one from the 89 show and then the red one from the most recent series. So occasionally I'll walk around like that.
Oh yeah, Sean, you have a Darkwing Duck outfit, don't you?
Yeah,
You've got like the purple top hat.
Oh my god, we need to change. You need to send that to me. Speaking of, in case anyone hasn't noticed yet, in the description I'm going to put like a bunch of our creator codes and stuff, so you can either visit our islands or download some of our patterns and things.
Yeah, I do be making patterns. For a while I was doing like town flags for people.
Doing commissions.
And so many people just wanted like some nice nature picture for their flag. So I have so many of those uploaded, and they're just really nice to hang in my house.
Well, I should point out that the two of you guys are like actual like real life artists. So I'm sure
we're cheating.
Yeah, we're cheating.
Translates a little bit better. You did my because on your island there was like a town map. I was like, oh, well, there should be maps on my island because it's a theme park. You have to tell people where things are. So you made me, one of my island, which I still have up when you first come there. So I'm really excited about that. I haven't changed it enough where we need to update that, but I have edited it a bit since then. But nothing like detail wise that you would need to sweat there. But yeah, so would you still be available to do commissions for people?
Yeah, probably, yeah. I'm not doing anything else.
How should people reach out to you? Have an email for that?
Yeah. Should I say it out loud, or do you want to put it in your description?
Say it out loud and I'll put it in the description too.
Okay. I mean, my general email is nmr.arts@gmail.com. You can reach me there. You can find me on Tumblr at Cowboy Hat, and on Twitter at Mean Gamer. So those are my main contact methods. I really am mostly on Tumblr. That's where I've gotten most attention for my designs, most commissions, most contact.
You told me about that last year. I didn't realize Tumblr was still a thing. You were like, people commission me on Tumblr for Animal Crossing stuff.
Yeah.
People make collections on there, so you can find loads of designs. So it's really good.
I should probably check it out then.
Yeah, I for a while was really not big in the community necessarily. I didn't interact with other people too much, but people were seeing my designs and reaching out for designs and telling their friends, and I would get people saying oh, my friend just got a flag by you, can I have one? And it was really nice. It's really nice.
I occasionally find a couple. My phone is full of just QR codes and stuff I need to use.
Yeah.
Because now that we can do flags, someone immediately was like, oh, here's all of the LGBT plus flags. I'm like,
yeah, that's really cute.
I should get some of them, but I want to make a little JP flag I can put in my merch booth area.
It'd be really cute. Oh.
Yeah, I just made an umbrella and I put that. Now, since I found out those can go in the merch stalls, I was like, oh, perfect.
Oh, yeah.
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 Oh, yeah. I'm always fiending for that kind of stuff that I again, it's supposed to be like a corny theme park, so
yeah.
I'm trying to go for that stuff. I wish I could put roller coasters in, but I can't. At least not yet. Maybe we'll get that this summer.
Maybe.
That'd be really cute.
Maybe.
Even just
Nintendo's also at Universal now, so
yeah.
True.
The so the new designs they put out, people are already blowing my mind with what they can do with them. The umbrella, someone made a little cat house with a cat in it.
Oh, I've seen that one. I've seen the one
where
Like
it's angled correctly.
right?
Yeah, did you see the one where it's a GameCube?
Yes.
Oh, what?
That was the first one I saw. That's how I found out you could make umbrellas. Yeah, that one's really cool. I've seen some really cool stuff with the face cutout one. I've seen one where someone remade The Shining, where he's cutting through the window. I saw someone's picture of like their villager being like, doing like the scared like remote. There's been some fun stuff like I said. I'm making a photo booth area on my island now where you can do all these corny like getting eaten by a T-Rex or riding a Triceratops and stuff. So I'm really excited to get that going. I'm just a terrible artist, so they look really bad. So I was gonna maybe talk to you about Nina. But I just kind of putting them there for fun. I'm gonna make the area a little bit more built out before I do that. But again, I'll have my Dream Suite code in the description for this if you want to check things out. And then you can check it out later too, because I'm still like cleaning up things and things are always changing. And then obviously as they add things, we'll have more stuff. But yeah, so guys think that the looking towards the horizon of the future on New Horizons, you guys think it's we're gonna have like a nice bright future with this? I think we might get at least one more year of content. I don't know.
They did a press conference. They did turn around and say we're basically supporting this for ages.
Okay.
I mean, for me, looking forward, they need something to sink bells into. Because I'm sitting on a stack of bells. If they brought back Tortimer's Island and he was just like, oh, I'm a bit down on my luck. Like, do you have a spare? Oh, I don't know, 20 million bells to invest? Or like you invest and it's just like, oh, it's really nice now. You can keep investing. That'd be really cool.
That would be cool. Yeah. Maybe, different thresholds, like you get different like stuff to unlock and to do and host with your friends might be cool.
Even Wild World just had stupid little you could donate to the Boondocks in Wild World, and depending on how much you donated, you would get a different color feather to wear in your hair, and that was it. But it was something to do with your money, and they already added the feathers that you can wear in your hair for Festival. But if there was even something simple like that, just something to throw your money at that didn't actually even do anything, but give once you donate 1 million bells, you get a little thing, and once you donate 10 million, you get another thing.
Listen, I burned through like 7 million plus bells doing this, but setting up that resort house, like fully expanding another house on my island.
True.
Yeah,
I burned through a ton of bells. So but then I feel like you kind of need an idea rather than just have another house. Because the original idea, I think it was going to be like a beach house. Because I'm using one of like the children's tents from the Christmas event as like I had kind of it set up as like a minor changing area and like my beachfront spot.
Oh.
So that's like at least my intent for it. So I was like, oh, I could have like an actual house to go in. And then it kind of evolved more into being a resort, which I didn't end up putting on the beach like my original plan. But I'd have to like dismantle my luau area, and I didn't really want to do that. So
it'd be nice if you could upgrade your house in different ways. Like it was pretty static. In the other games, you'd be like, do you want this? You want this side room, upstairs or downstairs? You would pick, and you'd go from there. And this one, it was very linear. You had this one.
You had to get them in a certain order.
So
very limited.
I think it'd be cool if they would be like, all right, I mean, you can expand your side room, or if you want a second upstairs, do you want a different basement? Do you want to change like the dimensions of a room? Like, again, just something to do with the money. Give people more options for customization. I don't expect it, but it'd be something.
That's a shame. Even like the outside customization is kind of lacking compared to what we had in New Leaf. And I know it's so easy. It's so easy to compare it to New Leaf, but like I think, and I don't want to say they're getting away with anything because they're making the game they want to make it, but because most of the people playing this game, like this is their first Animal Crossing game, they don't have anything to compare it to.
Yeah.
So like I've played Wild World and New Leaf and City Folk. Like I played New Leaf religiously. So I know the ins and outs of customization and all the furniture, and I played Happy Home Designer a lot. And it's just like, like after having all that, New Horizons feels a bit limiting. But people who are new to the series don't feel that way. So it's not a priority. to, change it, I guess. But after this last update, like this last like quality of life update, I'm really optimistic.
Yeah.
About like the future of the game. I already love it, obviously. I could complain about it for hours, but as much as I could complain, I could, sing high praises.
I mean,
for what it's done.
They announced a new shop or something I can build. I'll come back to it, in a second.
I need the roost.
Yeah, that's
what I will pass away.
What's the one main thing you want them to add? I guess yours is the roost, right?
The roost. Yeah, the roost.
Mm-hmm. I know you're the biggest Brewster stan I've ever seen. That's kids are still saying that, right?
Probably not, but we will.
All right. What about you, Ham? What's the one thing you want them to add the most that's not already here?
Oh, it has to be the game island. It has to be.
Yeah, same.
That's true. That's true.
Because everyone's a genius with their games. Saw people playing. I think the first one I saw people playing was the just obstacle courses, like racing around the island.
Yeah,
that was really good.
Saw a musical chairs. Someone made like a whole quarter of their island dedicated to a musical chairs game. That was really cute.
Yeah, that was really that's ingenious. And then when the balloons came out, when you found out there was like a luck factor of like you can trip, people doing like everyone runs around so they drop their balloon. It's the last person standing.
I didn't even know you could drop your balloons. That's awesome.
Yeah, and you can drop champagne glasses from New Year's. You got
and they break. That's so funny.
It's
like see, the little details like that. It's like that's hilarious. It's like you've had a little too much.
I wish we could customize our own balloons because I'd love to get some Jurassic Park ones.
Oh, that would be so cute. I didn't even think of that.
But even they just let us. Like now we can customize the little fans.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, maybe they will. Like there's
I was gonna say, like one of the things I had to wait, for a year for, like in my arcade, one of the side rooms is like a birthday party room. I had to wait until Christmas to be able to make presents.
Yeah.
And the only balloons I had for a really long time were the horrible Bunny Day ones.
Yeah.
I also had to wait for Christmas for my birthday to get the birthday song.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm December 22nd is my birthday in real life, and of course that's what I made it in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I wish it just was Happy Birthday, but it plays the KK birthday song in there, and I have my actual birthday cake and birthday items now. So now I'm like, oh, finally that room feels complete. I'm done.
Yeah.
So there's reasons to keep coming back.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Sean? What's the thing you would want them to add the most?
It's probably the minigame island. I mean, I just
that's mine too. Spoilers.
I don't need like anything crazy to do in the game. I do enjoy like it's a chill night and I'm not doing anything. Neither is my buddy Zach. I say, you want to come over and do some fishing? He says, sure. He comes on over. We just fish and we just talk. Like nothing wrong with that. I love it. I think that's definitely what the game is designed for. Maybe like that kind of chill stuff. But like we keep saying it, if it was in the previous one and it was something to do, like you said, Ham, like half of Switch owners own this game. Like give us a reason to go to other people's islands beyond just like
getting different colors of furniture.
Well, and seeing what people's islands look like.
I was gonna say like one thing that's like I'm pretty much constantly changing my island, or at least constantly like adding to it. So I like having people over to see what new things I've done.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, tour's over. Go home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overall, everyone I think here gives it a big thumbs up, right?
Oh, big, humongous thumbs up.
The game is amazing. I've connected with so many new people because of this game, and it's been super, super great. I think the connectivity with this Animal Crossing is through the roof because the internet's better. There's so many more places.
Just in general.
Like I think Twitch helped a lot because there's so many people on Twitch playing it, and streaming myself. Like people be like, I want to come to your island. And so you get people come to your island and you do that. And then that made me have to sort of go, what can I do that would be fun? I went and made Minesweeper in Animal Crossing.
Cute.
Just because you just create a grid, you use the pitfall traps as mines, you bury bells with the correct number of
cute.
So you do that. So I had a little area that I should have mentioned it when you said what inspired my island. I have a huge area just for playing Minesweeper in. And then a smaller area inside that for playing Connect 4, because you just drop clay and stone as the tokens.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
So
never thought of that.
That's great.
That's awesome, actually. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, like the fun people have been able to do, even though like the game's not designed to do things like that.
So you make like a big tic-tac-toe board.
you could do, yeah.
My entire basement is a game show.
I like that.
I made a persona that inhabits me. His name's Vic Countryman.
I don't like Vic.
I'm Vic Countryman.
Vic Countryman, very thick Southern accent, proud of his work, whatever. So half of the basement is like Vic's office, and it's a big trophy case with a bunch of fish on the wall and like boots and stuff like that. And then the other half is like a TV studio with like, it has a camera and like different chairs. It has that big spinning wheel, and a bunch of wooden ducks. And if I have like the sport jerseys, like they all have different numbers on them, 1 through 8. So I'll have people come over my island. They put the jerseys on, that's their number. They spin the wheel, and if it lands on their number, then they get a wooden duck. And this whole time I'm yelling at people like I'm,
Vic.
I'm Vic Countryman. So, but like, yeah, like I people have been so creative with the fun they've had, and that's been cool. But that's probably my highlight. Oh, and my upstairs room is Frasier's apartment, so that's good too.
Man, it's funny. I've been rewatching Frasier. We just did an episode on Sideshow Bob. We've been doing this. There's been a joke amongst a couple of the people that come on the show. It was like for years, it was like, oh, we'll do a Frasier podcast. It's something that goes back to our friend Harry's Star Trek podcast, Hailing Frequencies, which he's finally brought back so he can finish up the Next Generation. But like, because I've been randomly rewatching it, I'm like, hey, maybe we should do this for real. So it's funny that you mentioned that. Did you get the custom like weird vase thing like up on the wall for the art?
No, that's
like in the back hallway?
Oh, no. I have I'm working on it though.
All right.
I have the fireplace, I have Marty's chair. I have like his radio, I have a table.
So it's like that little living room spot right now.
Yeah. So is this the soft launch of the Frasier podcast?
It might be. We're I guess in a little bit of like an upcoming. I don't know. By the time this episode's out, the other episodes should start. But our friend Harry's starting like a sub podcast amongst this one where they're gonna start with Falcon and Winter Soldier and watch an episode a week and discuss it. I don't think I'm gonna do that with Frasier. I think we might just be like, here's my favorite characters and episodes kind of one. I don't think we're gonna do some deep dives. My friend Kayla and I do some super deep dives into Simpsons. Yeah, it's like we just did a whole episode where we just talk about Sideshow Bob, stuff like that. Like for Halloween, we did our favorite Treehouse of Horror segments, which was a lot of fun. That was probably my favorite one to do.
Well, you can celebrate the Frasier reboot that's coming.
Yeah, I think that's going to be bad without John Mahoney.
It's going to be tough.
Anyway, yeah, maybe I'll go and read. Do you ever set up stuff like that in Harvey's place yet? Because you can use all the different like animals as the different characters.
Oh yeah,
I always forget about Harv's Island.
Yeah,
I do.
And those rooms are big.
Yeah,
way bigger than like. I think it's the same size as the back room or the main room. But it always throws me off because I'm like, I want to make a small room. And it's like, oh no, can't do that.
It's not the option.
Yeah.
Because I've seen like, people taking like my brother and me and like, because taking the audio from like the Adventure Zone or something.
Yeah.
Doing it with the Animal Crossing characters. But like, it's funny how like the community kind of assigns a specific villagers for like those kinds of personalities.
Yeah.
No matter who makes them, like they're always the same characters. I think that stuff's funny, but yeah, I don't know who I'd make Roz. She's my favorite character.
Roz. I feel like Tiffany would be a good Roz.
I have Tiffany on my island.
I like Tiffany.
Make that happen.
Tiffany
showed up and I was like, who's this character? And then I went to her apartment and I was like, made me feel very uncomfortable where I'm like, she's like a Vegas showgirl or something. I guess they're going for a breakfast at Tiffany's thing with her. I have no idea. She's still on my island. She's been living there for over a year, almost a year now.
Wow.
Most of my islanders, once they get there, like they don't leave. I keep them.
I'm working on getting Toby.
Ooh, the Sanrio.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. So
I'm a fiend for Kiropi.
So yeah, so you already have the Sanrio cards. Did they take away the items they used to give you?
No. The way it works is when you scan them in, I already have them from when they came out with the Welcome Amiibo update from like 5 years ago. It was November 2016, so 4.5 years ago. I already had them, so with the latest update, they're compatible now. And when you scan the character, their furniture is just in your Nook Shopping app or the kiosk. Like you can just order it.
Yeah,
it's pretty much hassle-free if you have the cards. And then they come to your campsite and you gotta make them the thing and the whole hullabaloo. But the furniture is easy to get once you have the cards.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I know you're a Sanrio guy, so
I'm a fiend for Kiropi, that little frog.
Yeah.
Although Marty is very cute, the pom-pom Purin guy.
I like the Hello Kitty gorilla.
Freaking Rilla. I think it's very funny. But I also come on.
If there was an Agretzko villager, I'd probably get that. That'd be the only Sanrio.
He's so cute. They could do like Agretzko and Gudetama.
Yeah.
You know, they could add them.
Likes Gudetama. I don't know. Gudetama creeps me out. Like
that's why I like him.
Yeah.
I like him. I think he's cute. I like when you get to see his little egg butt cheeks.
Yeah, that creeps me out. That's the part that does it.
His little yolk cheeks.
Oh, I love that Mario character. Sorry.
Anyway, but yeah, I was gonna ask Cam, what was it like doing it for a whole year, man? How did you keep invested?
So, yeah, it's when I remember just before the wedding update, I was just like, I need something else to do. And then the wedding update came out, and I think it was shortly after, or it was at the same time they released the diving, so that gave more things to do. And then after that, it was doing tours, playing games with people, and generally using it as just a chill space.
Yeah.
And that's probably where this Animal Crossing excels the most, is like the ability to have people chill on your island, and just have a good time. And that's what I was doing for the last sort of half of the year. Was you play games, you chill, and the updates were great, but again, it was the people. It was the ability to play with so many people. It was really fun, really good.
All right.
It's wild how much the community for this game created what people like about the game.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Like it's the designs, it's the constant inspiration, it's the social aspect. Like the game itself is just a decorating simulator, but which isn't bad. That's great. That's why we love it. But it's everything else that we put into it that makes it stellar.
Yeah, it's the sharing of ideas and seeing like what people create within that limited rule set.
Yes,
because you've got I could go, like anyone could go on Minecraft and make any number of things. On Animal Crossing, you have such a tight rule set and a tight space and set items. So I went to an island and someone built a cruise liner. I was like, how have you done that? And it was the simple panels and like other things, and they've used the really tall wood fireplaces with the long stack for the chimneys.
Wow.
Everything's amazing. But then it was also the quality of life that came from other items as well, like with the pipes that got introduced recently.
Oh my gosh.
Someone was like, what I do, I just have one other pipe that's permanently on my island. I stick it next to a workbench or in my house, and I carry the other pipe with me.
Wow.
So when I want to go back to my house and get something, I just put the pipe down, jump in, and I'm back home. So,
oh my gosh, wow.
Yeah, just so much from the community sharing ideas.
Yeah, that's a good idea. The Mario update was what I've been wanting. The thing I like, I always like when you get the Nintendo stuff. I'm such a Nintendo fanboy. Like you can see over my shoulder all my Nintendo games. Like I like that. I'm desperate for them. And I'm a huge Zelda guy, so like I'm just waiting for that Zelda update. It's the 35th anniversary now. Mario had his turn. I'm sick of him.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
We need Zelda.
Mario dies at the end of the month.
Yeah.
And then we'll probably transition to Zelda. I really want the Nintendo characters back in the game that they added in Welcome Amiibo. They added like a Wolf Link. There's
the Wolf Link
the Ganon Pig.
Yeah.
There was Cece and Viche for the Callie and Marie.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
The squirrels.
Yeah.
I was really hoping, like, with the announcement, that's the word, of Splatoon 3, that we might get some Splatoon attention in New Horizons.
Yeah.
But I'm holding out. I'm
gonna crudely hold my phone up to the camera, which for audio listeners, I apologize, but this is a custom Ganon amiibo that I made.
Ooh.
It has a Ganon NFC chip in the bottom. And we had someone on Etsy 3D print just a blank pig, but he's got a little cape. I made this before this game came out because I was super excited. I was like, Ganon's going to be a permanent resident of my island, no doubt. I turned the game on, I scan him, it doesn't work. I was like, okay, I guess
that's
I'll
how
wait.
I felt about Toby. I scanned the Sanrio card because I had it, and they were like, "That's Toby. He's not in this game." I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
And they gave you the poster. I was like, all right, I have a Kiropi poster to hang up at least. But it's like, he's here.
Yeah.
You know him. But I do want to see more Nintendo stuff. And they're getting there, obviously. They've added Mario. So I think and all the Mario stuff it's new, most of it, and it's really, really nice.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping like
walking under the blocks and stuff.
Gosh, yeah, like it's so much more dimensional and dynamic.
Yeah, and we're talking about how people get creative with that stuff. I've seen people make like arch like tunnels and stuff in their islands using the blocks. Because you can still walk over top of them,
caves and things.
Yeah, use them to make bridges.
That just changed everything.
Oh my gosh! Sorry for the horrendous noise I just made.
No,
I've been begging to have bridges over cliffs.
I have a bridge over a cliff in mine, which was really, really hard and annoying to do because I had to keep going up and down my levels and like changing.
Yeah.
I wanted a series. I wanted them to be like longer because I wanted basically 2 mountains on my island and then like a bridge between them. My house is on one, and then like my picnic rest area is on the other with the nature trail going down that mountain. But I got close enough. I'm happy with what I've got. But yeah, unless you guys got any other final thoughts or things you wanted to discuss that we didn't hit, I think we'll end it here.
I mean, I could go on and on, but I've said my piece.
Yeah.
I think I'll jump in on the Mario items quickly. That I think it's a good sign of things that they can do moving forward, because the proximity to items, activating them, means you could eventually have like a bubble machine that blows up bubbles, you run through it, like things like that. They I think with the whole Animal Crossing is they started safe and they're going to start pushing out because they didn't know probably the limitations of the Switch or things like that, because the first Animal Crossing game on it.
Definitely.
Or even how big the game was going to be.
Yeah, I don't think obviously they didn't predict the pandemic. Which I think is a huge reason why so many people got it. Because before New Horizons, Animal Crossing wasn't really that big. You wouldn't see Animal Crossing plushies at Target, So that's definitely something, but it is a good point that they were probably playing it safe at first.
So
I guess I didn't really think about it that way.
Yeah.
Big things to come, I reckon. Big things.
Yeah. Well, even just like we said, even just the pipe changes so much. It's one item and it changes so much, like crazy.
Yeah, and that's cool. And I know people make games out of that stuff too, because if you have more than 2 pipes, like they'll send you to random ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's cool. But yeah, so I guess we'll end it here. Like I said, overall, I know we did a fair bit of complaining, but like, Hammy wouldn't have played it for a year if it wasn't worth playing. We wouldn't still be excited for little updates, like making fans and stuff, if it wasn't worth playing, And like I said, check it. Check out our codes and stuff in the description. Check out our islands and download some of the designs we've made. And if you do that, send us photos and stuff of what your stuff do. We want to see what your islands are like. Maybe we'll do I'll do a special video follow-up. I'll record myself going to your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. Sky's the limit. But yeah, so I guess we'll leave it there. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Ham, what's your Twitch again?
It's twitch.tv/Odd Sandwich.
Mm-hmm. And do you guys have like Twitter or anything?
We do. We have an Odd Sandwich Twitter. That should be Odd Sandwich as well.
All right, keeps it nice and simple.
Yeah.
Sean and Nina, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter mostly. I'm also on YouTube a little bit. At sfinerface, SFINERFACE. That's me.
I post my designs on Twitter that I make at Neen Gamer, NEEN Gamer. And then again, I'm on Tumblr as Cowboy Hat. And I do post things, Animal Crossing things here and there as well.
All right, and you can find us and all the things we're continuing to do at levelupentertainment.com. At the time of this recording, we may or may not have a date yet from when we open our second location. But we are moving quickly on that, and knock on wood, should be in the next week or two from this episode's posting. On our website, you can find all of our Twitter and all that jazz. But yeah, so until next time, everyone, be safe.